How's it going, Delano? Hope all is well. I'm gonna pick out some music for today's stream. I was listening to Disco Elysium, but I think, once again, I'm gonna save that for another time. Hope all is well for you today. What is this? What the heck? The thumbnail for this video is Godzilla with AirPods in, or like headphones in, earbuds in. Spirit Goth. Indie Dream Pop playlist? Interesting. Very, very good. Hopefully those aren't too daunting. Oh, stream started. Sorry, I was too busy looking at my music all set up. Hello, everybody. It's currently 7:30 p.m. It's Thursday, August 1st. Good old Thursday. Picking out some music right now. Doing pretty good, though. Looks like Delano's doing well. We're going to continue our head construction today, and then we're going to do one more tomorrow. And then I'm going to make a decision whether we go into lesson 5 or start studying the skull in general, because the construction that Tom Fox does, it gets pretty complex, and like it's good to know about those things and study them, the different planes that he uses on the head. But there comes a point where like constantly drawing these highly complex things over and over again gets to be a little bit redundant. So like studying how the planes on the nose work and stuff like that is good, but going into like really strict detail about them isn't the best. So either, yeah, like that, we can choose to like simplify it. We can choose to do the full thing just like without a full construction, just like, you know, guesstimating planes. Or we could choose to draw something else, like a skull or lesson 5. So those are our options, and we'll kind of, you know, sift around how we see fit. What is this? Picking music for the day is always I want to explore something new, but at the same time, I want something good. Yeah, emulating something without actually understanding it. Not even that, but like, I do want to understand it. I really want to understand it. Just, it's an abstraction. You know, just like you may, like how my school taught me how a lot of C works, or a lot of the, not even a lot of, but all of the data structures that we've learned. Like, let's say binary trees. We wrote the class for binary trees almost the exact same way the standard C library does. And then we used it in the next assignment or stuff like that, right? So that's kind of the goal here, is we're going to do it once, really tough, really work through it. And now that's in the back of our mind, we understand why we abstract it and all the, you know, decisions we make later down the line. And yeah. I cannot find a piece of music that I like. I realize I'm just kind of like dozing off. I have to go for... We'll do ending credits. Can't go wrong. Anyways, let's pop over here. Bam, bam. Boom. Yeah, I already did a bit of a warm-up, but it was not that satisfying. I did just get back from the gym, so I'm still a bit shaky. So that's probably contributing to it a tiny bit. But hey, what can you do about it? This pin is a bit dead, but... Meh. Meh. Right. To our typical box. A bit close to the corner, but it's fun. Ooh. Yeah, and plus I should probably start reading ahead in the book, because now that we have this like super detailed head construction that we're working on, how do we apply it to the rest of the body, right? Because this is an anatomy book, not just a head construction book. And plus I already learned a bit of how to construct the head from Ruben Lara, which I honestly, I mean, it's like there's the levels of detail, which Tom Fox does talk about in the book, but like I'd say Loomis is kind of like the easiest to get behind shape wise, but if you don't have a good understanding of 3D space, then you're not going to use it well. And then Ruben Lars takes a step further into, you know, it's easier to understand if you don't have a great sense of perspective, because the box is there, but it's a bit more detailed too, right? It holds your hand, but at the same time is a bit more difficult to place everything correctly. And there's Tom Fox's, which is super detailed because, yeah. You're getting to know every plane, why it's there, from the mandible, hyroid to, I was looking like beyond just the occipital, and you have like the, what he calls the mask bones, which are everything where a mask would be on your face. So like surrounding the eyes, the nasal, like cavities of your face. Can't remember what he called all those. But having a, also just, you know, I like how he put in the book too, learning anatomy isn't just like trying to learn esoteric information about the body, right? Like it's cool to know like everything intuitively, but we're not trying to study Quizlets here. We're actually trying to understand how the face and body work. Because it doesn't matter if you can tell me where the bones are. If you can't draw them correctly, what's the point, right? And then we may do like a lesson 4 construction to warm up before lesson 5 too, just to get back into the groove of things. It's been a couple days. But we have been doing a lot of spatial awareness, just we've been doing a lot of planes due to your lack of organic forms. Very cool. Okay, we'll do our usual sling of ellipses. Oh my gosh, that took me a long time to render that in my brain. Other than all the drawing plans, yikes, that was really awful ellipse. Not at all happy with these ellipses. Going to do errands, huge. I'm shopping stuff out of the way. Yeah, so beyond just all the drawing stuff, made a big decision for the app today after much internal deliberation. There is a framework for JavaScript called 3.js. I've talked about it. It is what you use to make 3D graphics easily in JavaScript, basically for your web browser, right? It's really powerful. It's super awesome. Great abstraction from using WebGL. But the problem is it doesn't really, the UI kind of is not good and it's hard to integrate. It's kind of the standard to use React for buttons, all that stuff. And so I want to use React. I want to use 3.js, and there's something called React 3 Fiber, which is just 3.js and React combined. And I really didn't want to use it because I didn't want to have to learn it. After looking at the countless posts of people in the same position as me, I just decided to learn it today. While it's complicated and I have to learn a lot of the very technical aspects of React, like, what was it today that really stumped me for a bit? Because the syntax is already weird enough for me, and like understanding hooks. I get hooks, it's just I don't like them, right? Like use effect, use whatever. Use state I can get behind. What was it? Context. Learning about context today. Context was a bit strange. Trying to think what else. Oh yeah, so it's a bit difficult to learn, but I'm slowly integrating everything. It's just hard to transform my old test app that I made into this, which is practically the full thing. And also, wow, I'm really varying this a lot. I'm too busy thinking about talking instead of like actually doing stuff. Anyways, yeah, brain's scattered today, I guess. React 3 fiber is a bit bare bones, so you need like, there's some basic helper components in normal 3.js that don't exist in React 3 fiber. So there's something called dry, which is 3 in German. That's, I'm assuming, what the namesake is. It has a lot of those helper elements, as Orbit View. It has a lot of these good controllers for it that I'm glad exist. So now just the difficulty is getting that one library I found a while ago called React 3 or React BVH CSG for doing Boolean operations on geometry. Just hoping I can connect all of that together. But the fact that I can still use 3.js natively and everything works fine when I establish meshes and stuff as a use effect. Just establishing brush objects. Brush objects extends meshes, so it shouldn't be the end of the world. But worst case, if I can't do that, which I should be able to, I'll just have to go back to my approach of using linear algebra to find the intersections, which really sucks and limits a lot of the functionality of the program. Because I've only done the math for like plane and plane sphere intersections, but not spheroid intersections. Or actually that's about it. And then I have to code my own like everything for that. And there's no way in the world that I'm making my own BVH CSG algorithm pack thingy, whatever you want to call it. Because I'm just not both that smart or talented or capable as of the moment, so. Thanks. I think we need to slow down today. Almost. It hit me how weird it is. I stream art every night. I've talked about it before. I say that every stream. Feeding myself every stream, but it was not the outcome I expected a couple of years ago, for sure. Cool. Okay. Good warm-up. I mean, we also did this earlier today too, so I'm not too stressed about warm-up quantity. Now quality, meh. We've had better. But yeah, so today we're going to be doing the hyroid, the mandible, and the occipital bone, as well as tapering the sides of the face, given Tom Fox's head construction method. Our main goal is to do about 3 of them in an hour. Let's hope we can do that. And we're going to start guesstimating, or like trying to speed up the process. We're not going to rush ourselves, but we're going to try to just start making like shortcuts in the sense of finding like neat little tricks to use to speed up the process, right? That are still good habits to form and stuff, not like completely guessing. They're going to be educated guesses as we talked about yesterday, but it may be a bit lower accuracy than we've done before. But these kind of, jumps and logic and practice are very much good for building up speed, intuition, and all that stuff. You can run a mile, and that's an accomplishment, no doubt, but running a mile now at speed, that's a new one, right? Take a quick sip of water, everybody, and then we'll hop right into it. Wow, I had my book open to the mask actually while I was doing that. So yeah, this is the mask I was talking about. Yeah, let's see. Frontal bone, nasal bones, maxilla, and the zygomatic bones. Interesting. So maxilla is the upper jaw, I guess. Frontal bone, don't know what that means. Nasal bones, I can assume is this. Maybe this is the frontal bone right there. And then the zygomatic. Oh wait, zygomatic. How are the zygomatic different from the nasal bone? Maybe this is the nasal bone. Sorry, I associate like nasal stuff with that. And then I guess this is the front. Okay, yeah, that's the frontal bone, I guess. Don't take me for back though. So yeah, we're gonna be basically completing and let's see. Not this, but I like how he breaks down what planes we should worry about and how fast they turn. I think he does on the next page, but we're basically gonna focus on completing this. Not this, whoosh. Okay. Yeah, basically getting to this point up here. Yeah, rounding the occipital bone at that point. Right here. Yeah. Nope, nothing too crazy yet. We just are basically adding what is a trowel to the end of it. Which is a slight taper here, slight taper there. In fact, is it even a slight taper? It looks flat. So it's just one taper. That's not much. So yeah, one taper, we flatten out here, we add this bone, we have the hyoid bone, and then what he does for the hyoid bone is, he kind of, not arbitrarily, but it doesn't seem too crazy grounded, right? He just places it underneath the mandible. Yeah. Where was it? Come on. I mean, yeah, this is what I want to accomplish basically is we have the mandible, and then the hyoid underneath, we connect those, and then we have a like rectangular prism going down here, and then a spheroid slash sausage form slash organic spheroid, organic cylindrical form kind of going from here. It looks like it goes to the back of the skull, but that confuses me a bit because not only were we warned here about where I'm gonna move that up for you guys, where we put it, but was it over here? I just missed it. Oh, it was right here. If we, yeah, don't worry about like how far it goes back, then it can look like our head just doesn't connect properly. And yeah, so the bone goes to the center of the skull, so we don't go all the way back there when we connect to it. Yet these I see go pretty far back. So we're gonna worry about this for now. We're gonna just do it like this, and basically just be able to do these without much stress. And then maybe we could do some freehand ones, as in the sense we're not going to use a box to construct it, which would be very cool. We'll see. Very nice. So yeah, let's get started. As we do all things, we're going to start with the box, and we're going to do it 3/4 view just to keep it easy and simple. Actually, we should have probably done it where we could see it from the below, because then we can really work with the hyoid and mandible and stuff. So we'll worry about that once we get there. But these are very close. We're gonna have to foreshorten that, and definitely foreshorten the height of it as well. How do I already have ink on my fingers? This is somewhat ridiculous. I almost want to, I mean, ink's gonna get on the page, yeah, but come on, man. How do I always manage that? So yeah, we want to foreshorten these. We always want to make this one taller than we think it should be. This one longer. Yeah, it's not the best line work today. Go. So these are practically parallel lines. Where is this ink coming from? Gonna like get it all off my fingers, I guess. Jeez, we're double up on lines that we shouldn't be. Wow, we are out of it today, guys. Cool, this one's gonna be parallel as well. And then meet up down here with this one. Quite accurate. I just feel like it's a bit too low. Yeah, it's still a bit too high, but whatever. Cool. So, let's do our kind of guesswork now. This we drop here. That's a half. This travels up there. We start doing our thirds. This one's going to seem longer than the others, and they're going to get progressively shorter. Very important that we establish this one well, because this one's actually the one being drawn. Good stuff. Bring the thirds over here. PP lines. I'm not going to draw that yet, actually, because it's getting tapered as well, so cool stuff. And then we have face taper 1, face taper 2, head taper 1, and taper 2. Notice how they're getting progressively smaller as they get away from us because of foreshortening. We're going to drop these over here. There we go. And now we have this head taper as well, actually. So yeah, we're basically lobbing off just a big chunk. That's kind of like my measurement here. Like this much. Doing this without all my guiding lines is kind of difficult, but project this one down. That travels up to a third. We go with a third right here. That one travels up here. This one goes in. Wait, no. This one doesn't need to go in because it's just shooting up like that. I don't know where that came from. Oops. And then for the half, we only go a third right here. So this one's going to go right here. Then project it between these two. I mean, kind of right there as well. So either or. And then we travel back here. We go in. Oh wait, this needs to land there, doesn't it? Yeah, this one's more exact. Leave that line there to help us. And this one travels up here. I'm tempted just to place it all willy-nilly and not think about it. Basically, it's going to land somewhere. This. Interesting. So this was the original corner. So instead of establishing it up here, I guess I think we need to establish it down there, which is a bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. So now this is gonna land somewhere here. Like so. This one's gonna go here as well. Oh my gosh, my dog won't stop barking. You're right. Dude, he's looking at me in my window. Dude, come on. So yeah, it looks like it's just going to end here. You're not going to see the other side of that plane of the face. Cool. And then it gets a bit tricky up here because, yeah, we have our OG taper. Yeah, where are these? This is just messing me up, but we're kind of just drawing the original thing. Maybe we should have done a full construction for this to be less confusing. But yeah, we're doing this line going to here, and we're taking a chunk out of that. So that means this line's going to extend upwards normally, as if it was going to be going to these VPs. That's a huge chunk. Right here. It's going to go. And kind of wherever. We'll leave that there for now. Because yeah, it would have been like this. We're actually kind of making it land like right here. Can't remember what this dot was for, but that one's still pretty... I mean, it's extremely tapered because the plane we're seeing on there is kind of rectangular. You're right. This one goes up like this. I mean, yeah, it makes sense that this one goes up like that. Just what distance do we want? In reality, it should land wherever this line would be, because that's where the original thing would land. Let's draw what planes we know, right? So we know then something happens here where it goes to the side, which I like this. I just don't know how much it extends forward. If it goes like this, I mean, what if we just did this? And then connect it. We'll experiment. I think this exists normally. Oh, we forgot to do the chin though. Whoops. I think that's another thing that just would have made my brain explode. Oh wait, no, now we don't have the chin in that sense because we just have the hyroid, or the mandible. Okay, now we have this. And then what we originally would have had is this goes here. And then we have our 2 here, but now it's turned into this diamond. This. So this is going to go up and land on that line somewhere. This is going to connect to that and then go up here. Yeah, cool. Let's see, this goes up here to about like right here. It doesn't all connect though. Oh, be more like that. In here. More tapered than I thought because of this. And it would make no sense for it to go back out. Unless this needs to appear here now, because we decided that. Given that I think this needs to be flat, we're going to kind of ignore this chunk that we used to take out now. And we're going to start doing it by this. So this expanding outwards as it does. Which is weird. It only expands outwards because this expands outwards and we took that chunk out. Oh, yikes. But yeah, we have a general idea how it should be laid out. Cool. And then this goes back a bit. This goes up here to about that. And this travels backwards. So actually this should be technically right here. That expands out too much and I think this just looks better, so we're gonna do that. And it goes all the way back here to this one. We're gonna just drop this. And these are not practically parallel, but they get pretty dang close, so just toss it back like that. Oh, I forgot to cut out this portion, so we'll do that. We're just basically taking a chunk off right here for the mandible. And this is a really long jump, so we're gonna go back just a tiny bit more. Yeah. So that would be more like that. Still pretty far, so we're gonna bring it back just a tiny bit more and do that. It's gonna look wonky, guys. Probably because I rushed it a bit. Feeling somewhat rushed today, won't lie. We have good days, we have bad days. And we just need to drop this down to find where these two would intercept. Seems a bit back. Yeah, because this drops straight down, I forgot. Oh. This seems a bit narrow, doesn't it? Yeah, so while this does taper, I feel like it's just longer. His drawings. Yeah. Because yeah, this one does stretch quite far. I don't think it's that tall, so I think our first third was just a bit too long. Yikes, wow, we were really just... Okay, we're gonna leave that there. Yeah, good first attempt. Not really inspired by it, but we'll improve. So major things to learn. We had a lot of issue trying to visualize what happens right here. This is just way too small. I think this part is fine. But yeah, something happened right here. That's just pretty confusing. And I think it's because we made this upper third way too tall. This was a bit confusing because now we don't really care about this line. It's all based on this, which only expands outwards because of this. So it seems like most of our problems are here, if not, you know, just our thirds issue. So I think constructing it normally and with this extended and then just drawing it out and figuring it out, because yeah, this just doesn't seem right, doesn't it? That doesn't seem consistent. So we're gonna do another one. This one's gonna be less 3/4. We're gonna turn the head a bit more side profile, just to keep it different, and then we'll do one to the back of the head, and we'll draw this one quite large as well. So we want look away from us a bit, a lot of the side of the head, doing a pretty big one to give us a lot of room to work with. Go this over there. Stuff. The ink spill is really upsetting me. It's whatever. So this actually seems like a pretty good ratio, everything considered. I think this needs to be a tiny bit longer, so we'll foreshorten it a tiny bit. This. And this one does not need to be as foreshortened, so. In just a bit. That's good. These bigger boxes are always a bit killer. Trying to find the VPs and stuff. Yeah, this one could do with a bit of an expansion as well, so we're gonna bring this line down pretty much as a PP line. This like parallel, is it? And this one a bit inwards. I think that does it well. These are going to be practically parallel even if that had like a noticeable taper just because it's so far away. Same thing here. Let's move this way though, I think. There. Letting intuition take over for that part. Oh. So, yep, let's divide it up into our pieces. We have our halfway. Yep. Drop that down. Everything's lined, so we don't really have to stress too much about this. We're shortened. We have our thirds once again. Nothing too special there. We have a lot to the bottom of the head, so maybe we could extend that just a little bit lower. That is actually a lot down there. Now that upper third seems really small. Wait. Oh. So yeah, we're going to construct this as we would normally. Oh yeah, we forgot to do all the stuff down there. So yeah, what we can do now is just literally extend it downwards. Not really anything too fancy. The hyroid. Or for the mandible, sorry. And then we could have the hyroid down here. Not too far, right? But because we're going to be on the inside of these and then we're going to link it in. So be a bit more foreshortened than that one. And yeah, that expands upwards towards us. And then down, right? Yeah, so from this part, which doesn't do a crazy job of doing, but practically just this. Wow, I really butchered a lot of that. really long neck. Yikes. Okay, we'll focus on over here. Yeah, we're doing our usual construction at this point. Nothing too crazy just yet. Halfway point meets at the third. We check that backwards. Practically parallel back here, following down this line here. Actually just have a relatively closer VP. Then we check this halfway point. That line meets up with this at some point. Find somewhere on that line to project this downwards. Did. Carry this way. Do what is practically the same thing. And then we're gonna have two segments to that, one right here. One right here. That's the mandible. We'll just leave that there for now. So when are we going to see you spin heads around? Oh, geez, I feel like my head is spinning while doing this. Also, glad to see you, Dazzling. I don't know, because, like, I'm never going to do the box, like, turning thing with this. I'd rather do that with, like, Loomis or, Ruben Lara, but that's definitely going to happen at some point. Just probably not with this hyper-detailed view, or if so, a lot of abstraction, a lot of estimation. We'll try our best, and I'm trying my best today, but yikes, I'm not really in the mood to deal with all the analytical stuff happening here. And yes, I know I'm ignoring the chin for now. Then we have our yoink yoinks. We have yoink 1, 2. And I'm actually not going to do the head taper just yet. I'm actually going to draw these fully. And then we'll shorten it. Because I want to see what that looks like. Why am I hearing? Do not want to listen to this playlist. No. Good stuff. Okay, so now we're gonna chop off this. So that line's gonna travel up here. And they're going to reconnect there. So what we're seeing is really reinforcing that. So yeah, these aren't really aligned with any specific axis or anything. I just say, you know, we're taking the slice and cutting it off. So this is going to do the same. It's going to go up here pretty much in a straight line and then merge right there. Oh, this is trippy. Wait. Oh, shoot. This was supposed to go like right here instead. Because now the head's a full length, but we want it to kind of go on the inside bit. So. Yeah, because we're extending, you can see it, we're expanding outwards here, but we want to stay pretty with it, so it'd be right here instead. That's why we have that. We have something like this right here. Very interesting. Hurts my brain. Ah, jeez. And then, can't forget. Basically just continuing these lines down. That is, I mean, I don't think we're going to see the high road actually from this angle. That's not really a cope. Very cool. Alrighty. Yeah, we may see the probably a bit too small. Okay, so now we're going to do a back angle. I'm going to be looking at it from the back. Cool. We don't have much room, so we'll try to do what we can. We need to super foreshorten the front up here, foreshorten this a tiny bit down here. Keep this pretty parallel. So yeah, this can get foreshortened pretty much, tiny bit. Oh my gosh. Losing it today, guys. Jeez. I'm gonna check something. And yeah, this is also why I say that in a couple streams we're just gonna start guessing, do some highly educated guessing, because yeah, even right now it's almost overwhelming how many variables there are to consider. Alrighty, so we break into our halves. third here, third here. A bit more right here. There we go. Get projected downwards following this VP. Same old, same old. We have the taper that we can do back here. That'll end up in the front. We also have the taper that'll end up here. So yeah, I'm gonna start guesstimating now as to where things will be. Just for the sake of time and kind of exercising my brain now. Like we know this is gonna be back here, and then it's gonna get shortened a bit. So this can get down. Nice. It's taper. It's sent into the inside with this one. Still wanted to be reaching the top plane up here, but I'm guesstimated to be about right here. And over here, and stop about right here. Travel forward, out a bit. And this one, we're gonna have our diamond happen right here. And get cut off right there. Main face is gonna travel up here. If we can see the diamond from over here, that means we can also see this plane. It'd be a bit technical, but what we're gonna do is oh shoot, that's supposed to go outwards. Oh. Yeah, because that's supposed to go like this. Yikes. Ah. We can add some notes. I'm not a huge fan of adding like corrections to the page, but maybe worth it in this instance. Over here, it's going to end up this plane. There-ish. Yikes. I feel like this should have been here. So we'll pull out the red pen, just marking all of our mistakes so far. The intimidating red pen. So, so far over here, you won't be thyroid from this angle. Looking at what's Tom Fox's model, it doesn't seem like he's too focused on this outwards bend. I mean, it still exists, but for all in all, this seems mostly pretty flat, honesty. And then this doesn't seem as tall, which, yeah, give more room for. Yeah, over here, it looks weird because it looks like it's pointing out, but it's because it's bending, because this should have been like this probably, in some way. So yeah, that's somewhat correct. This looks better flat, but in reality, it should have probably been a bit like this. Same thing here, this should have been probably going out a bit. And then yeah, having this third. Oh my gosh, there isn't. What have I been doing? Also, what's up? Glad to see you. Why am I saying hyroid? I'm thinking like thyroid or something. We're slow today, man. Anyways, good to see you, Anatole. Hope all is well. Missed it earlier in the stream. I was complaining about React and JavaScript. Oh, I missed the good old days of C++. Tough construction today, I will not lie. Very confused about some of the planes and how we're supposed to tilt and turn them, connect, and all that good stuff. Yeah, why wouldn't this actually? Then inwards. To the side plane and the head goes like this and the diamond appears there. I think so. I don't touch web dev except a personalized homepage I made for myself. Yeah, I wouldn't either. Like, if I could make this tool for everyone and they just didn't have to download it and run it, I would, but it's so much more convenient if it's just a web tool, right? Yeah. I could whine about it all day. Once again, we kind of want to give more room to bend this more, why not? I think we did a good job down here with that. This could have been angled a bit deeper, I guess. Okay, we have about enough time for one more. And I think this is the part of the stream we've somewhat dreaded, somewhat wanted to do, where we just worry about constructing it without the box, which is a bit of a far stretch, but I feel like we're slowly starting to understand how these things are starting to behave. So we'll do a 3/4, easy 3/4, for worrying for it. So I actually want to start here with the frontal plane because it's somewhat flat. Yeah. And we know it's this like triangular shape. So this side of the plane of the face, like this. To taper that inwards a bit. That inwards a bit. Now we have a kind of basis for what we want to do for the rest of the head. So here now we also know is jumping out, and it's going to be about right here. We have our triangle at the top. Try not to make too many decisions in the future, right? Go. And this one's going to go back. We're just going to leave that there for a second. The rest of the head's going to travel backwards. We're going to have our upward slope right here-ish. And go back a bit more. And this is where... I guess we should have done this first, because that's what... was the length of the head, right? Oh no! We forgot the mandible. Yikes. And that went way too high, didn't it? Oh wait, no, it's because it's, yeah, doing that. And now we can shrink over here and then connect these two. Not bad. Forgot the... Let's see, so yeah, don't forget mandible. We could have done that slower too, I kind of rushed that, didn't I? But we just don't have much room left on this page. Yeah. We can also, just for funsies, do the... Yeah, this definitely feels like it should have been going down that way. And then we have the neck. And then the permanence of the hyroid. Very narrow head, that's for sure. So I think it should have been less narrow. We didn't really think about thirds when we did this, but we have this. And then what should have been a third here. Look at that, yeah, we made that way too tall. And this. So yeah, this section definitely doesn't match that section. Definitely doesn't. So yeah. Long interface. This was, these were decent, but yeah. Definitely very long. So be thinking about our thirds when we construct these. This line was really important, so that's a landmark right there for sure. Other landmarks include the side of the face, right there, that plane. That's just a good shape to know, but I think that's about all the major landmarks that I think we should draw first. Is definitely the sides of the front of the plane. All that. Cool. Do another smaller one. Let's try to be a bit slower with this. We'll do this one as a... Ooh, foreshortened top down would be pretty tough. I'm willing to do the challenge that is, but who knows, right? So yeah, if this was a top of the head type situation, it is really much easier to think about a box first. And we can draw in the future with a box. We just, you know, this is a bit of an exercise in thinking about planes rather than boxes themselves. So yeah, if we're going to start from the top, we have this top plane up here that we can draw. Let's see, this one's going to be a bit tilted. Doesn't get tapered at all, so it's just a rectangular plane. Let's think about what's happening right here. This should be a little under 2 units long, which kind of looks like it. So we'll at least start with this corner. The more 90 degrees, the more at the top we're seeing. Why not? Cool. So, continuing to think about this, just travels forward. I'm gonna bring it out too far. Then we have our diamond right here, so this part travels down now. Still thinking about our third coming from this. Means this is going to land about right here, giving us our third. Oh, we forgot about how it extends back there. Also, I'm going to do that just intuitively. I feel like it goes there. That should have been more downwards like that. Now this is going to get foreshortened a bit. You can see the edge of that face. It's going to taper inwards a bit. This one's also going to follow suit. Oh. Apologies. I'm allergic to these. Oh my gosh. Oh, I could have muted on that one. I just didn't because I thought it was coming a lot sooner. Okay, so now we have this that trails back. We're breaking about a third right there. Yeah, it's halfway. So halfway here. Don't forget we're going to extend outwards. So right here, have our thing. That doesn't feel right though. Like it should do this instead. Then you go back to here, so. Right here. Right here. Oh, look at that. Great. I really like this one. But it was really small on the page, so that's always something to consider, right? Okay, starting to think about those landmarks. This definitely could have been improved by bringing this outwards. I think everything here was emphasized quite well. This definitely could have done like that a bit more. That. Cool. Honestly, let's leave it there. Let's not burn ourselves out. We've done a good job today. 1 hour 20, that's kind of the goal usually, right? So, good work today. Review-wise, I'm going to actually leave it here. We're not going to do our review page just yet. But finding, if we were going to have a review, right, I'd say definitely finding these, landmarks like that. I definitely understand why people emphasize landmarks so much. I mean, it makes sense in the first place. I'd never deny that. But now just like how important that was for construction, kind of wish we did that. And yeah, we can also extend this if we wanted to, a little bit of that. Am I wanting to draw the more complex versions of this? No, but tomorrow we can focus on doing these a bit more. And then on Saturday, we'll decide what we want to do going forward. So yeah, good stuff. With that being said, everyone, we plan on streaming tomorrow, the next day, and just until we feel like not streaming. That's the kind of thing with the summer. And now during the school year, I always have one off day mandatory, and then usually another one if we need it. But I try to do 5 to 6 days a week during the school year. Summertime, we're having fun. I'm not really close to getting burned out. Wonder why? Probably because the summer's awesome. But yeah, so with that being said, everybody, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I've been Kavel. Shout out to Ratlobber. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.